Can you guess what this video is about? Can you guess?
Can you guess?
It's about Kirby! Kirby is my favorite. Of like anything, but specifically my favorite video game franchise, my favorite probably video game character. Yeah, I just love, so I wanted to get these out. I might use them for sounds in a little bit, but I used them in previous videos. Old ones, like probably a year ago. But yeah, so I will be tapping on the boxes and games of Kirby games that I own. The only ones that, or games that Kirby is in, the only two that I won't, because they are in my my housemate's room, because I'm letting him borrow them, and he locks his door, so when he's gone, I can't go in and take them, is I have the case and game for Super Smash Bros. Melee, and I guess Brawl. I don't have Brawl with me, but that's at my parents' house. But so Melee, Brawl, and Kirby Triple Deluxe. I only have the game for that one. I think I just bought it as the game. But I told him he has to play through that, because that one is my second favorite Kirby game. Triple Deluxe is. It's pretty close. I like it a lot, but it's my second favorite. So we're going to start with the very first one, Kirby's Dream Land. Who is it this time? And why is there always a car? I thought surely about this time of day should be fun, because nobody had made noise all day, and it was now 2 minutes in, car. Anyways, hopefully that's the only one. So we're going to start with Kirby's Dream Land, the first Kirby game. I actually had to buy the game and the box separately, so it came with the box and the manual, and then I had to buy the game online, because when I found this at a store, I was like, I want the box, and I said, does it come with the game? He said, I didn't realize I had the game, or I had the box, because we sold the game from the box earlier, but it was the other employee, and I always sell, like, you have to buy the box and the game, but he just took out the game from the box, so I was like, that's weird. But so original Kirby. I like that you can hear something's loose, but it also makes me a little worried. It's like, I hope my game still works. So nothing's wrong with it. So it's in there, and then plastic, just a quick. It's hard to hold and tap. Let's get that back in there. So this is going to be the only case that is just the case, like a loose manual in there. I think everything else has like styrofoam in it. Or it's a newer case. Oh, and the reason I'm wearing, I didn't change yet because I just finished it, but I don't often dress up in these, so I thought I'd leave it on. But I'm not wearing any pants, because I had a job interview, but it was recording. They said just record your answers to our questions, and so I put on a suit or a shirt and a tie and recorded answers for them. I was like, I'm not putting pants on. I wish I could fix that, but I can't. I'm sure everybody knows this fact, but the reason that Kirby is white in the first game is because Nintendo of America didn't know which color to make him, because Masahiro Sakurai and Shigeru Miyamoto both wanted different colors. One wanted yellow, one wanted pink. So America was like, white. But that's also why in Smash, if two people play Kirby, the second one is yellow. Back in there. On to Kirby's second adventure. Kirby's Adventure. So this is for the NES. And actually, because I don't own an NES, I own a good handful of NES. Well, good handful. I own like 5 NES games, but I think this is the only one I own in a case. But I've played Kirby's Adventure, but not on an NES. I've played it on, well, one of the things I'll show later. Some days there's no wind and it doesn't do that for hours. Other days it does it all the time. And it's always when I'm recording. Maybe next time before I record I'll just take like a giant roll of duct tape and just tape it all the way around the house. Kirby's gonna get you. He's coming for you. Hi. if random helps. Let's take a look at this game. Let's take out the little styrofoam thing first. I haven't heard the ice cream man come by here in forever. Why is the ice cream man here? Alright, so we have the manual, a post, or one of those the old posters, and then this, Kirby's Adventure. Yeah, I was actually really happy when I got it in, how good the sticker looks, and how good the box looks. It's not what I was expecting. I mean, the pictures made it look good, but you never know. I think because of the suit, I'm like sitting up really straight instead of like how I normally am. And I have my computers on books, so it's taller. But I think because I don't normally sit like this, my back is like, what are you doing? It's starting to hurt. It says this game pack contains batteries. Do not rapidly, and that's what caught my attention. But it says do not rapidly turn the power on and off. And so I thought it was because like do not rapidly shake the thing around. Oh no, I'm doing that. 420 plays. Like this has the best. Just putting it all back together. Adventure. Now we will move on to the mid to late 90s, I suppose. We will start with, well, I have two cases, both Japanese, and I have two. So we're in the N64 stage. Under the same game. I didn't even realize that. So I guess I'll show them off. So I have Super Smash Brothers, the original, and then I have the game in the box for the Japanese Super Smash Brothers. I don't know if you can, yeah, which looks exactly the same, but I like this cover a little more. I think. I don't know. So I have this, and then I have Kirby and the Crystal Shards. But I also have the Japanese Kirby and the Crystal Shards, which is also really cool. I bought these. Actually, I think I bought these separately. I bought Kirby separate. That's right, I bought Smash and the Japanese Mario Kart 64 at the same time. So we will start with... Oh, sorry about that. Oh, that's what happens when I set up. So we're Kirby 64. Have less of a it's hard to tap on the side. So I've seen there's two that I've seen that I didn't buy of Kirby games when I've been like out and about. The first one is because it was $90, but it was just the game, and one, I didn't have the money to buy it then, and two, I just figured I could find it a little better. But it was Kirby's Dream Land 3, which I guess is kind of rare, which I wasn't expecting for the SNES. And then, again, like $85 or $90 was a Japanese version of, it was for the Super Famicom. So, but it was like Kirby Pinball or something. It was something that was on the SNES. And it had an equivalent, but the side games, like the pinballs, I can't think that, like the puzzle ones, you know, those, because I'm trying to collect all of them slowly but surely. Those I'm kind of waiting on. I'd rather get the main series titles first. And it's hard to find, like, you can find game sometimes, but it's hard to find game, manual, and box without it being just a crazy price. And so sometimes I try to find them separately, but even that's hard. It's like I have Super Smash and the manual for Super Smash, but I can't find an original box that isn't also like, buy this and the game, you know? It's like, I have the game. I don't want to spend that much money. Because, like, yes, I could get a reproduction, like, plastic box, but it's not as fun. Okay, so that's the game. And then we'll do the box, but I will show you just because it looks cool inside. Their stuff over in Japan is just cooler. It's like, it's got the manual, but it's also got, in all of the Japanese ones I have, it's like a fold-out strategy thing almost. I don't know, it's cool. Not that we don't, but I don't know. I don't remember the 64 games having those. Because I also have, Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time in box, which is for the 64. They just have the manuals. Also, if I look a little red, which I feel like I kind of do, I have red curtains. Which during my interview, I don't know if it's because the sun was a little bit further back and really shining through one of the curtains, but I just look sunburnt. That's fine. Stinks as I can't play these, like, unless I get a Japanese 64, which I think someday I will, just because it's cool. But it says no resale in English, so it's like, hey. And then it also says for sale and use in Japan only. Commercial use, unauthorized copy rental is prohibited. Selling secondhand is not allowed. So they're not a fan of eBay, apparently. But I am. Why would you put English on here if you didn't want an English audience to also look at it? Gotcha there. Something I've learned, not all, but most Japanese versions of games, like retro games, are so much cheaper than their English counterpart. Or like the American version. I don't know about the European ones, but the English ones. Or American, sorry. Because like this alone is like $50 when you find it at certain places. I mean, depending on the quality of it, obviously. But then I got, like, I think this was like 30, which for like everything, and for Kirby, like the American version with box with manual, would be 45 or 50 or more, depending. The Mario Kart is usually about 25 or 30, but for the Japanese Smash with box and everything, and Mario Kart box and everything, it's like 47 or 48. Free shipping too. Just depends on, depends on where you look, but I've usually found, like, depending on who you find, it's like cheaper, and they will do free shipping or like pretty cheap shipping. I've seen a lot of things where it's like, this is $1, but shipping is $20. It's like, that's not worth it. But then things like this are usually free shipping and cheap, so fine by me. Adds to my collection. I'm trying to keep track of how long I'm tapping on each item so that it's like I can get like a okay length video without it being forever and not boring with the sounds, but I keep forgetting like when I'm starting things. We'll see in the timestamps how off I was on certain things. Trying to not glare. Let's take a look inside. So we have the game, which looks super cute. And a little plastic thing. And then the strategy guide. Or not the strategy guide, the manual, sorry. Just different things I kept in there because they were part of the original thing. So this is two-sided. So we have this, which is the controls, and some of the different copies, blah blah blah. Just how to do different stuff, which is in the manual too, but this is just so much cooler, I think. And then the stages, and like explaining that you can do like power combinations and all that stuff. So it's cool. Cool. So I'm sure when the manual is like the plot, and like basic controls, but it's been a while since I've moved through this manual. Enemies. Yeah. It's cool stuff. I might actually, I think I'm gonna skip because I did this for Kirby and the Crystal Shards. And this for the box. I think I'm gonna just go back and forth. It smells kind of dusty. I think it was the previous owner. On to Smash. And I'm counting it because he's in the game. And I was gonna I could have just done Kirby games and not done these two, but I also thought I was gonna grab Melee. And I don't own a Switch yet because my roommate owns one, and I can just play his. I've been playing Odyssey, not too much, but on and off past few days. And and I thought Odyssey was gonna be the thing that like was the tipping point for me. Like, yes, now I'm gonna get it because it has like the cool. It's got the cool Joy-Cons or whatever they're called. I'm so old. How do I not know what they're called? Joy-Cons. I'm pretty sure. Oh, it's gonna bug me if I'm wrong. But they had like the dark, like the deeper red that were new. You can buy in a bundle, but I don't know. I'll get it whenever I get it, whenever money is there, and I'm not trying to save up for something else, so it might be a while. But when Kirby comes out, if I don't buy my own, I'm at least gonna buy the game and play it on his, because I have my own user at least. And then if I beat it there, then when I get a Switch, I'll beat it again. They just added new icons, and so now my icon is Mifa from Breath of the Wild, because she's my favorite. She's sweet to Link, and she's very nice. Everyone else is like, battles and killing and gotta be badass. And she's just nice and sweet. I need that every once in a while on a Zelda game. Besides just Zelda was kind of badass. Of course, not as badass as Ocarina, but I wonder if they would ever go back to, I know this is a Kirby video, but we'll talk about Zelda a little bit. I wonder if they would ever go back to, somebody was talking about it, I don't remember who though, going back to make a trilogy for the Young Link games, and just do a sequel to Majora. Or, I don't want to say another timeline, but just like, maybe in between Ocarina and Majora, or is it? Because I don't think it's like directly after. Is it? I'm trying to think. Does I don't think Navi flies off immediately. Which might, or it could be a game that's maybe you don't have a fairy, huh? Maybe it's you're looking for Navi, but it's not the. It's on the journey of finding Navi. I don't know. But after works too. Just kind of make like a trilogy of that. I doubt they would now that so much time has passed, but almost looks like a pin of all of them. You would keep on a backpack. So much Japanese, and then smash with the Japanese underneath it. It's funny. I guess I've never tapped on these because it just smells like an old warehouse. It'd be getting me sick actually if I want this dust on from the inside on me. Okay, these are not super detailed sprites, like especially Fox, and like the bigger they are, the more like them they look, but Link doesn't super. It's interesting. There it is. So maybe we wouldn't have a dog for most of this. Okay, so I get Wham, Zap, and Smash. Bomb? But it's not like, it's not Boom, because Boom has another O. And Bomb has another B. This is just Bomb. What do you say? My roommate and I, well, for the past like a year, but specifically this past like month or so, we've really been connecting over, we've both been into K-pop, which is like, whatever, on our own, but then the past like month or two, we've been connecting over it, and, twice put out a music video called Likey. He was like, that song's been in my head all day, play it. And so he showed it to me at first, and so I was like, oh cool. But then we were driving home, and he was like, hey, pick a song. And so I put it on, and he was like, ah, like, he never emotes, ever. And he just became like a little kid excited for a song, and it was he was like, this song makes me so happy. And I thought he was just like being silly at first, but he was like being genuine, and it was super funny. It was cute. I was like, what? Like, I was not expecting that. He was like, it just makes me happy. It helps that all of the girls are cute, but the song itself makes him happy. There's nothing to do with Japan, it's just a cute story. So I had my interview, because I have one job. What job? Oh, okay, by the way. I had my one job at the theater, and then there it is. I had an interview today for a cocktail bartender at a hotel. And then I have another interview on Tuesday it is where my roommate works, like the other place. Like setting up and tearing down events. So similar to what we do at the theater. And like still kind of in the entertainment field. Not doing entertainment obviously, but just working with and around people who work in that field. And so I hope we get it, because that one, this one I'm kind of like, it would be cool, but I'm hoping I get the other one, because specifically the theater I work with now and that place both will kind of work with you with your scheduling, because they say, hey, when are you available, rather than just scheduling. Let's take a look at these. So this is what the game looks like. Kind of similar to the back in comparison to, like, Mario is important in both, but this one's like, look at the fun cast of characters. This one's like, look at the violence. America. So this one also has the Japanese warnings and the cool manual, which I wonder, not that I could buy it now, but I wonder if that was an actual, because it's on the back too, so I wonder if it's an actual thing. Jeez. So this is some of the character pages, some items, just cool stuff, some movesets, but this is that as well. So this one is your controls, again. What they do, how to do them. And this side is like some moves and what they mean for some of the characters. I'm having to go off the visuals, but yeah, it's cool. Cool little asides, I suppose. Sorry about that. Next one is just the game, but of all my Kirby paraphernalia, I've actually had to, throughout the years, like, rebuy these, even the ones that I used to own, like Super Smash and Crystal Shards, just because I, like, all my N64 games I gave away at one point, because somebody was asking. And I had moved on to GameCube, and so I gave them away. But, which, like, in retrospect, it's like, oh, but it was fine. But Super Smash Brothers Melee, the one I have now, is the one that I bought, but the one that I got in 2004. And this one, which I've kind of has traveled with me everywhere, like all my old Game Boy and all my Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance games, well, from like original Pokemon Blue and Red and Silver, which Red might not be in there anymore, I don't know, it was for a while, you know, from there to Game Boy Advance, Kirby, Nightmare, and Dreamland. This was my original one that I bought years ago, and this is actually my favorite Kirby game. It plays very similarly to, like, objectively, I think I like Triple Deluxe more than this one, but this one, because this one actually is very similar to Kirby's Adventure, but this one has, obviously the graphics are better, but this one, what should I say, like the controls. It's like how you control them. The controls are much smoother, better. There's not any sort of lag like there is when a bunch of enemies are on screen in the NES version. And I've just had hours and hours and hours of gameplay on this one, because this one came out, it's not going to say on the card, but during the Game Boy Advance lifetime. And I just really like it. I've never 100%ed it. I've beaten it a good amount of times, but knowing all of the secrets and all of the things to unlock everything and get 100%, I haven't. I think right now I have a file on here that's like 89%, but I think that might be it. And I've tried to find them, but all the ones that I know how to find, I can find, and all the ones that are really well hidden, or I just didn't even think about, I've never found, because, you know. But I think as much of a non-plot as Kirby games normally have, because, I mean, they're all very similar, and I acknowledge that. It's like, I think one of the main complaints I understand about Kirby games is that from like the very first one all the way to Triple Deluxe, and maybe even Planet Robobot, which I haven't played yet, which is astonishing. But to Triple Deluxe is that they're basically the same game, just with updated graphics. And it's, for most game franchises, I would say that is very annoying, and I want to see new and inventive things, which you do if you look for them. Which is why I'm excited about this new one, because the Switch version, they're taking what seems to be all the things I really like about the inventive things of other games and putting them into one game on the Switch. But most franchises, I would be upset if there wasn't a good amount of change, but with Kirby, it works, and it's a fun time, and it's not trying to be anything it's not, and it's not trying to, I don't know, revolutionize the industry. It's like, this is a fun game. It's like a Mario side-scroller. It's not trying to do anything crazy. It's just being a Mario side-scroller. Yikes. Like, if you want a side-scroller with a bunch of plot, do Metroid. If you want a fun time, ooh, that's a testy statement. Not that you won't have a fun time with Metroid, just if you're just looking for a fun time and just to sit down and jump back into a game, Kirby's great. I think these old games are making me sick, actually, now that I'm like taking them out and getting all the dust to me. But I haven't been feeling super well for a couple days. Like, I've been waking up the past like 2 days. Just not feeling great. But then once the day goes on, I feel okay. It's just when I wake up, so I feel it in my bones. Anyways, there's not a lot of sound in this, but just wanted to show it off because it's my favorite. I do really like Kirby and the Crystal Shards, but it is not, because I think that one was not HAL Laboratories, it was somebody else, I believe. I think, there was something different about it, from the previous ones, and it just doesn't seem super fleshed out. Like, there is a plot, but like and maybe because it's the first 3D one, it just seems super bare bones. But I do really like it, because it is the only game so far, until this new one, that has the combination powers, and that's something that I loved as a kid, and I didn't super care about graphics, I cared about the powers. So now we're moving on from there to the next generation, Kirby Air Ride on the GameCube. This one, actually, I didn't play a lot as a kid. I don't think I owned it. I think a friend owned it, and I played it at their house. So I haven't played it a whole bunch of hours. my roommate likes the ones that say bestseller on them, or player's choice, you know. That's kind of his consistency through line buying as we go back and get retro games. But I really don't. If I can get like a more closer to the original, I will always pick that one. Because this is, hey, this game sold really well, so we're making it again. You know, versus putting it out there and hoping for the best. Which I like those that first run, or that first year's run a lot more. I don't know why. I will not be tapping on the game itself for obvious reasons on this one. It's almost dinner time. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do. I have this huge lasagna that I can make, but normally a lasagna is like 80 minutes in the oven to do it right. But this one, I guess because it's larger, it says like 2 hours. 2 hours. Scott Pilgrim. So I might make it and then I'll just put it in there and then just go think of something else. I told myself I was going to write some more today, so maybe I'll do that. I've put my Kirby. Who's your favorite, 50 minutes in almost, who's your favorite Kirby character? I'm dying to know. There's so many. So many good ones, too. Kirby is the best. So if you want to say, like, who's your second favorite, that's fun, too. You got DDD, you got Meta Knight, you got, you can go old school and get, these little guys. They had their own game. I can't, it's not on the back either. I just lost their name. I want to say, like, Pip and Pop or Dip and Dough or something like that, but I can't think of it. And you got Waddle Dee, right? Yeah. And then you got from the trilogy of games, the Kirby Streamline 2 and 3, and one of the puzzle games were all directed by. They weren't directed by Sakurai. They were directed by another guy, and he's the guy that always uses, the raccoon, he uses animals, which are when you get the stone power in Crystal Shards, you can turn into those animals, and that's a reference back to him. So maybe you like those guys, their assistants. Do you have a favorite power as well? I think for the 25th anniversary, they were doing a poll recently, this summer, I think. What's your favorite Kirby power? I didn't vote, but one of my friends asked me. I said, I think throughout all of the games, my consistent favorite is probably the sword. I just like how it looks. I like when you jump and use it, you can spin. But the UFO is probably the most handy, and it's so super rare. It's never a consistent thing. Not rare as in you don't get it, but it just doesn't show up very often. I think there's 1 or 2 levels in Nightmare and Dreamland that have it, but it has 4 different powers, and you can fly, and so you don't have to worry about dying unless you just run into somebody. The beam is really good. The beam is one of my favorites, but not my favorite. Yeah. Boomerang's okay. But you can't, especially in crystal shards, you can't do much with, once you throw half your body, you just kind of, The crash is pretty cool. Crash and Mike. They both just. Alright, that is the GameCube era for us. These are similar sounds, so we're gonna go through this one a little bit faster. But Kirby's Epic Yarn. No one. I believe this just got stretched for no reason. That's weird. But I guess it makes for better sounds, being stretchy. Stretchy. But that's so weird. I don't know why it's. No idea. This is a fun game too. My roommate hasn't played through a lot of Kirby games, so I keep trying to. Like this one, he wants to play through. I'm like, yes. Like together. And then we were doing, because he has the SNES Classic, and so we were doing one of the modes, like the get all the treasures mode, together in that, not too long ago. That's good, like wrinkle sounds. I actually don't have the Wii U one because I don't have a Wii U. My roommate does. He's a big, like, overall Nintendo fan, and so he does. But I could get the game and then play it on his, I suppose. But I just haven't. All right, so the last game that I have is from 5 years ago, the 20th anniversary. And this one actually came with a lot of stuff. And I wanted to make sure that when I bought it, it was the box, the game, the CD soundtrack, and the collective book, because that's all it's supposed to come with. And there's some that were like, oh, no manual, but this, or we don't have the CD, but it's still the games, or oh, it doesn't come with the box. And it's like, no, I need the whole shebang. So that's what I got. Jeez, that small child was dying. Let's take a look at this. So this is the actual thing. It has the 2 discs inside. And then the 20th. Which the picture looks like. Yeah, that guy. I can't think of his name. Yeah, so out of all of these people, who's your favorite? Is Nightmare in there? No, okay. I thought I saw, it's just an angry bunny. So that's like the soundtrack list. A bunch of Kirby's in Nintendo Power. Going through the games. And this also made me realize how many games I don't have. Actually, you know what? Let me look that up real quick. I bet you I can find. Rick is the guy's name. The little mouse dude that I was thinking of. Rick. But let me see if I can find what that trilogy of games is called. Rick, Kine, and Koo are the mouse, the hamster, the fish, and the bird. But I thought they gave a name. No, I'm not tapping right now, but I guess not. Or I guess I didn't learn it from this book. I learned it online. These are all Kirby's copy abilities, or at least most, if not all. Kirby's so cool. I love Kirby. Do the empty box again real quick. I could have put the lasagna in before I recorded this video, but I only have an hour left. Silly me. Somebody's walking along the street. I hope they don't look at me. Alright, for the last minute, we are going to... I said I might bring them back. There's these guys, but I'll put him, please stay, and we're gonna just tap on his feet. A little bit of him, and then just a little bit of Big Boy. Good night, everybody. 1 hour of Kirby.